A very good evening to all, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is 11 May 2023, Thursday class. So we will continue our sharing from this book, Straight from the Heart, Unique Dhamma Code, as prepared by me. We are at code number 60. Okay. As usual, I think let us gather and we have our usual Puja. Nam Mô Bổn Sư释迦牟尼佛. Nam Mô Bổn Sư释迦牟尼佛. Nam Mô Bổn Sư释迦牟尼佛. Nam Mô Quan世音菩萨. Nam Mô Quan世音菩萨. Nam Mô Quan世音菩萨. Nam Mô Phổ菩萨. Nam Mô Phổ菩萨. Nam Mô Phổ菩萨. Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Panati pata viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccācara viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamadatthana viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Padipa Puja, offerings of light. Ganna sarapa ditthena dippena tamadang sena. Tiloka dipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonodang. Ganda sambara yutena duppena hang sugang hina. Pujaye pujaniyang tang. Puja bhajana muttamang. Vanna ganda guno petang. Etang kesuma santatin. Pujayami munindasa. Siri pada sarorohe kasu mena nena punnena matena cha hotu mukhang Bupang milayati yata idang me kayo tata yati vinasa bhavang adivase tu no bante paniyang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang Adivase tu no bante pale parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang Adivase tu no bante bojanang parikapitang anukampang upadaya patigan hatu mutamang. Okay, now we will chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses of the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of all karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the bond-free Nibbana. Overall aspiration. By the powers of these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers. Sharing and transfer merge to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect, Triple Jam. Buddhang Pujami. Dhammang Pujami. Sanghang Pujami. Remember the four support for awareness-based meditation. The first three support are most important. Relax, maintain awareness. Then the third support is to stabilize this inner awareness. Relax means relax entirely your body and mind. Free the mind, free the body from any tension, stress or tightness or problems, just relax. Be at ease, maintain awareness, silence your mind, aware, finish. Whatever arises, aware, finish. The awareness is very important. Don't try to do anything, don't try to know, just aware, silent, aware, silent. Means aware, no more issue, no more arising of thought or mind, just aware, finish. Then allow this mundane mind to slow down and finally cease. When the mundane mind ceases, there is no more thinking, no more thought activity, then you will come to realize something which is very beautiful, very profound. That is your true mind, your silent mind, your awareness nature within. That is the mind that can allow you to meditate, that can allow you to see things as they are, to insight into phenomena, and to awaken, thereby also developing the appropriate wisdom to be free from all suffering. You can slowly, mindfully come out the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in the entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakavalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakkamokadam Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Iti peso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijajarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarti satta deva manusana buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo sandetiko akadiko ehipaseko opanaiko Pajatang veditabo vinohiti Supatipanno bhagavato sakkasangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sakkasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketam Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you can be seated. Then now we shall continue from where we stopped. We are at quote number 60 here. It's on page 17. So as you can see on the whiteboard there, the previous Thursday that we had, where we go through the stages of creation, how from the source, from the oneness nature, we develop the understanding. So the first thing to come out from that pure nature is our pure awareness nature. So this awareness nature is your true mind. This is very important, okay? Then from the pure awareness nature, it starts create the mundane mind, the thinking mind. So this mundane mind or the thinking mind is the conditioned arising mind, where living beings use a lot because they think a lot. They are hardly aware within. That's why they cannot realize the state that is without thought. And their thoughts are very, I should say, heedlessly arising, like non-stop. So if you do not have the meditative training or understanding, you will have this problem. The mundane mind keep on arising. Thought, thinking keep on arising. Then when thought arise, thinking arise, it will condition the mundane mind to stir, to become emotional, to become frightful, to have fear, worry, anxiety, restlessness of mind. All this is what the mundane mind is all about. So without the understanding of how this creation process arises, we are hardly able to develop the understanding of how we function as a human being and how the phenomenal world of consciousness finally arises. We straight away get entangled with the phenomenal world of consciousness through the mundane mind. That's why we call it the conditioned world, where everything arises and passes away because of condition. Without condition, nothing arises. So this is where the world of duality is. This is where life, existence is. So when you are here, means you are already lost in thought, entangled with worldly things, without clear understanding of who you are, what you are, and how you actually arise. But straight away, what caught them is you stay here at the mundane mind level. This is where the triangle or Trinity triangle, where you use it to explain the development of mind, how we can make use of this pure awareness nature, the beginning of life. Then from there, it began to create. That's why at this end, we have the six sense basis. This is where our human body with the sense basis is. Then the consciousness trapped inside. So the six sense bases, which are the five basic senses plus the brain, they trigger off the sixth sense door, or what they call the respective six type of sense door consciousness. And this become our thought process. That's why the Buddha called it the five aggregates of form and mind, the second aspect, the thought. So most human beings are trapped here, living life without understanding. That's why we call it the mundane living. So from pure awareness, you straight away create thought, you get entangled, lost in thought, you become trapped within mundane living. But instead, if you develop the meditative understanding, this meditative understanding is very important. If you have developed this meditative understanding, then you will know how to silence your mind, to develop the inner awareness, to realize this pure awareness nature before the thought arises. That's why sati or mindfulness is awareness before the knowing. The moment you know, you perceive, you create thought. But before the knowing is the pure awareness. This pure awareness is capable of direct seeing things as they are, developing heedful living without the thought process. So through the direct seeing, you can understand what is going on. You can insight into phenomena, you can awaken, you can realize the universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Then you use this understanding, which is wisdom, or what we call yoniso manasikara, wisdom at the moment of sense experience, to live life. So this is true living. This one is what we call pativeda, where you live the life of enlightened being, the third phase of Dhamma. So this is basically how the creation process arises, and this is to be realized. So here, to return to the source, or to realize your oneness nature, we need to develop the enlightenment, which the Buddha called Nibbana. Nibbana is cessation of form and mind. Once you realize Nibbana, you will realize the oneness nature, the true nature within. And this sometimes in the Mahayana tradition, they call it the original nature, 本来的面目. So this original nature is the same as the source. The scientists call it singularity. So when you can develop this awakening, we call it the realization of the unconditioned. Means you can realize the enlightenment in the here and the now, where your mundane mind ceases. So the cessation of form and mind is what Nibbana is all about. It's not the absence of defilement or thought. The absence of defilement or thought is only the pure mind, the true mind, the silent mind. And that one is not Nibbana, not enlightenment. That one is an awareness nature within, where cultivator of the way who develop awareness-based meditation can realize. And once you can have the ability to stay there, to be with your true mind, then you understand a lot of things. From there, you can develop wisdom. You can use it to meditate, to awaken. That's why awareness-based meditation is very different from thought-based meditation. Thought-based meditation is based on the thought process, which is basically from memory. Your thought is respond to memory. So what is memory? Accumulated knowledge. That's why memory is accumulated knowledge. It's not wisdom. Okay, so now I read on. Today is unique code number 60 onwards. So code number 59 was the last code that we went through. So I read to you so that you will continue. So this one is to explain to you how you can develop the understanding of what this condition or existential world is all about. Whatever that arises within the existential world, the Buddha said, there are causes and conditions behind. It is called a condition arising world. That's why we call it the existential world. So when you want things your way, which is against nature's way, you will suffer. So this law is very powerful. That's why the Buddha always say, everything that arises, they are dependent originating. That's why his famous teaching, the Paticca Samuppada, the law of dependent origination. That is the fundamental law. When you understand that law, you understand the conditioned world. You understand the existential world. You understand life. That's what the teaching is all about. But to understand the law of dependent origination, Paticca Samuppada, is not easy. You must meditate, silence your mind with inner awareness, stabilize it, to see clearly how your mundane mind functions. Means how the form of mind develop the movement, how you function as a human being, how the sense bases together with the consciousness upon contact, what happens. They follow this law, dependent on certain thing arise. And the first thing that trigger off the thinking is always avijja. Avijja is ignorant. When there is ignorance, avijja paccaya sankhara. Sankhara is thinking, mental activity. Then when you arise that, you make contact with the brain. So the brain is another sense organ. Upon contact, mental consciousness arises. That's why avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnanam. Vijnanam is mental consciousness. Then vijnanam, when you input the content of consciousness, become namarupa, or the five aggregates of form and mind, the thought. Without the input of the content of consciousness, the pure vijnanam, the pure consciousness, before the content goes in. So this Paticca Samuppada, the first four links, you must see them in your awareness-based meditation. Then you understand how you function as a human being, how your mundane mind stir and react to sense experience. Then the Buddha said, dependent on these five aggregates of form and mind, namarupa, there must be sense bases, otherwise it cannot arise. Then dependent on this sense basis, there is what he called contact. There must be contact of mind, sense data, and the sense basis. Then dependent on contact arises feeling. Actually, together with the feelings, there are 6 more universal, they arise together. But in the Paticca Samuppada, it always mentions contact, conditioned feeling. But within feeling, the whole content of consciousness also inside there. That's why the 5 aggregate of form and mind, they are all there. Then feeling, condition, craving, condition, grasping, grasping, condition, becoming, then becoming, condition, birth. Hence arise the whole mass of suffering. So this dwelling, paticca samuppada, is very important. When you see them, you realize everything is just like that. Mind make a day, not a permanent, unchanging entity that you can cling on to, grasp onto and say, this is me, this is I. Therefore all this can be mine, no such thing. All these are delusion. So when we understand this, we understand the law of dependent origination. We understand anicca, dukkha, anatta. Because of the conditioned world's condition, everything that arises, there are causes and conditions behind. That's why it has to be impermanent, where condition changes, continuously evolve, move, transform, and changes. If it's impermanent, following the nature's law, all this movement is beyond our control. It depends on all the conditions at that time. So because of that, it will continue to flow. It will continue to manifest. That's why the Buddha said, everything arises from the mind. When mind arises, all things arise. So mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. So this is the fundamental twin verse. The first two, Dhammapada verse, about the mind. Verse 1 and verse 2, the Buddha start the same. He said, our mind, the Monday mind, mano. Mano is the Monday mind. He said, this Monday mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. So we choose the care mind. Otherwise, if you were to act, speak, and think with a heedless mind, then suffering will follow you. Because the heedless mind will be heedless, and it will give rise to what they call the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. So you act, speak, and think with a heedless mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then suffering will follow you, like the wheel that follow the hoof of the cart. And that is very, very miserable. Leads to affliction, suffering, misery. So this is the first of all the 423 Dhammapada verse. So your life, you decide. If you choose to be heedless, suffering will follow you. Whereas the complementary verse, Dhammapada verse 2, the Buddha said the same in the beginning. He said, our mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. So we choose the care of mind. So if you do that, you develop heedfulness, mindfulness, awareness, so that you will know how to act. So that you act, speak, and think with a wholesome mind that is free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. If you do that, happiness will follow you like the shadow that never leaves you. So these two verses make it very clear for a living being to understand the importance of mind. That's why within the mind we have this so-called mental intention, cettina. And the Buddha says that mental intention is the source of karma. The Buddha said, it is cettina that I call karma. So if you have the wisdom to arise, the right mental intention, the right view to condition the right thought, right speech, right action, and right livelihood, then you develop heedfulness. You are not deluded. You will not entangle yourself. So if you live life following that Noble Eightfold Path, first 5 path factor, then you will develop heedfulness. You will have heedful living. Then happiness will follow you like the shadow that never leaves you. So our life, like I always say, we hold the key to our life destiny. To be happy or to be miserable is entirely our choice. So choose wisely, choose to be happy. You choose to be happy, then you choose to be heedful. You shouldn't allow yourself to be heedless, following your own way. You should determine from this moment onward, you choose to be happy by training your mind to be heedful, so that you are ever mindful, constantly meditative. And you follow that, you develop heedfulness. And the Buddha said under Dhammapada verse 21, heedfulness is the path to the deathless. The heedful never die. Whereas if you choose to be heedless, the Buddha said heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedless are as if dead. You don't have any chance as far as the spiritual understanding is concerned. Means you are doomed to go through heedless living, leading to suffering. So all these are very clear. Then under the 5 daily contemplation, the Buddha again emphasized on the law of karma. Under the 5th daily contemplation, he said, we are all born of our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of karma. If karma plays such a great role in our life, what must we do? We must determine to take care of karma, to change over, to transform the way we understand life and the way we live life. And if you do that, then you will be safe. Because, like the Buddha said, our entire life, our entire existence depends on karma, because we are born of it, heir to it, conditioned, supported by it, and we are what we are because of it. So if you don't take care of karma, you are going to suffer, you are going to become miserable. That's why we have all this saying, you reap what you sow, do good because good, do evil because evil. You plant the seed of evil, you reap the fruit of evil. You plant the seed of wholesomeness, you reap the fruit of wholesomeness. So all these are the basic teaching. So from there, you develop the right view with regards to this conditioned world's law of karma. Where within the conditioned world, our form and mind is subject to the law of karma. And to take care of karma, we have to follow the advice of the Buddha. Following Dhammapada verse 183, Sabba papasa karanang, kusalesa upasambadan, sachitta pariyudapanang, etang buddhana sasana. The advice of the Buddha is very simple. Sabba papasa means all evil you have to avoid. Then kusala, wholesomeness. Kusalesa upasambadan, whatever wholesomeness you must cultivate, develop it. And finally, sachitta, chitta is mind, pariyudapanang. You have to purify your mind to develop the awakening, the wisdom. And this is the advice of all Buddha. That's why you do this, you follow the advice of the Buddha, means you are avoiding all evil. Do good and purifying your mind. And this is what taking care of karma is all about. So when you understand this, you understand the teaching. Then how do we take care of karma? The Buddha make it very clear. You have to keep your precepts. where you violate your precept. These are the major evils that is associated with your body, speech, and mind. So if you don't take care of your precepts, you cannot take care of your karma. So to keep your precept, to take care of karma, you need to train your mind to be mindful, to be heedful, so that you are aware of what these evils are. The three evils of greed, hatred, and delusion that can make you evil. These are major evils. So when you are mindful of them, aware of them, you can do something. That's why the meditation starts with the 5 ways to overcome unwholesome thought, the wrong thought that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, and they are all connected. And the third and fourth way is the meditative way, awareness base. So all these are very important fundamental teachings. When you understand, it becomes very clear. Then you can develop it stage by stage with faith, with sincerity, with diligence. Okay, I think I've covered enough of the theory part. So now we go back to the quote. Quote number 60. All knowing born of your memories, views, opinion, and conditioned thought are just knowledge, mainly Dhamma knowledge. They are not wisdom. So by now, you should be able to understand this unique quote that I have explained many times. There is nothing to know, like J. Krishnamurti say. When you say I know, means you are the most dangerous person in this world. Krishnamurti say. What is there to know? All knowing comes from memory, and memory is knowledge. It's of the past, like the dead leaves. So this is very clear. Like the Surangama Sutta saying, perception of form is consciousness. That is the mundane mind's way of knowing things. When you perceive through the mundane mind, you know. That is knowledge. But when your mundane mind does not arise, the direct seeing is the pure seeing. It's not a perception. That's why the Surangama Sutta, the next sentence is, whereas it's non-perception is wisdom. And that is the direct seeing. When you don't perceive, when the word, the concept, the content of consciousness does not come out, the pure nature perceive, the pure perception is see things as they are, it's just aware before the knowing. That is what the mundane mind is. So here you will come to know all knowing born of memory, views, opinion, conditioning, means your conditioned thought. They are just memory because you act according to memory. That's why I use the word that J. Krishnamurti shared. Acting according to memory is not acting at all. But that is based on knowledge, not based on wisdom. You have to act with Dhamma understanding, wisdom, that understand the nature's law that governs life and existence. The essential Dhamma is taught by the Buddha. When you understand all this, you understand life. Then you can live life. So this is all pointing towards the truth. No more thought-based, no more knowledge-based. Okay? If you got any question you want to ask, you can. You just stop me or put your hands up. Those online also, you can on the mic and ask. Anybody want to share anything or ask anything? Don't have it. Okay, then I continue. Unique quote number 61. This one very easy to understand. From the Trinity triangle you will understand. To meditate you must use your true mind. But to live life you must use your mundane mind. This is very beautiful. So with this notes that I have kept, you will know to meditate you have to use your true mind, the silent mind. But to live life, you have to use your mundane mind. This is to live life. This is to meditate. So by now, I think it's very clear. Because this is mundane living within the mundane world. This is the direct seeing in this direction. Understand? To meditate, you have to go this direction. You should not create thought through the sense basis. That's why when you are a cultivator, when you have developed the awareness nature, you live life differently. Your senses are for mundane living. Here, true living. Whereas your pure awareness is for you to develop wisdom to awaken. That's why most of the time you are without thought. You are just aware, silent. That nature is tranquility, stillness, awareness. That's why this one has clarity, not clouded by the thought process, not lost in thought, not preoccupied with your emotion, your thinking, your fear, your worry, your anxiety. That one is hell. That's why for those who understand, this is hell. Without wisdom, the mundane mind becomes wrong thought, deluded thought, heedless thinking. So all this, they are very obvious. In fact, this map is very important. This one we must take a shot of this. Because this one summarizes the whole understanding and cultivation. So here, this is heedful living, connected to this. Heedful living, direct seeing. Then this one is to live life, mundane living. So this one is to meditate. To meditate. You can develop the understanding of what I have written here and share. You will become very different and you will progress very fast. You can develop the clear understanding to actually understand the Dhamma. And this type of understanding is not in the normal Theravada tradition teaching. The normal Theravada tradition teaching, they are mostly here and here. And not much is taught or explained about that nature, the pure awareness nature. They sometimes mention about the silent mind, but they seldom use the word the true mind, because they don't know there are two minds. Only the Mahayana they mention it. But the Mahayana also not clear about what this thing is. They always try to keep it ambiguous. 真心, true mind, but very little explanation. Then this pure awareness nature, hardly anybody really understand. Because to them, this pure awareness nature is, they cannot understand what is a nature. It's like the word, the karmic nature, spiritual nature. This pure awareness is also a nature. That's why it's not a being. It cannot come out and live life. You understand? That's why it's called a nature. and our true nature, our pure nature, or whatever word you can use. And some people call it the oneness nature, the source and others. So this unit code 61 is very good. To meditate, you must use the true mind. But to live life, you must use your mundane mind. So this is now easy to understand. Then 62, quote, the timeless Dhamma. The Buddha said, under the salutation to the Dhamma, the Dhamma is akaliko, beyond thought, beyond time. That is the timeless Dhamma. Thus, you cannot use thought to meditate, to realize the timeless Dhamma. Your thought is psychological time. Instead, you need sati or mindfulness or awareness to realize this true Dhamma. So this will explain it further, make it clearer for living beings to develop the understanding. Unit code 63. This one I have explained before already, but now I put it in clearer words. You can understand more easily. You can relate it to life. So heedful living versus heedless living. From the Trinity triangle, you can see that here I make it more clear. Like I have explained before, the whole of life can be defined as existence. To live life is to go through existence, okay? So to go through existence is to go through time. That's why everything comes back to time. So this time, you have two types of time. One is psychological time. When thought moves, then that movement is called psychological time. The other one is our physical time, where we measure time as the time taken for certain thing to happen. Like our planet Earth, it will go around the sun. 1 year, 365 and a quarter day. Then they created 24 hours a day. Then 60 minutes an hour. Then 60 seconds a minute. That's how time, physical time, come about. But psychological time is based on thought movement. When there is no thought movement, means psychological time is arrested in it. That's why psychological time is the movement. So when there is no psychological time, means we have realized the timeless. That's why the mundane mind must cease for you to realize the timeless, akaliko. That, as we all know, existence is time related. So time, we can define the whole spectrum of time. What are the whole spectrum of time? Past, present, and future. The whole spectrum of time is there, isn't it? So we look at these three. Of the three, past, present, and future, which is the reality? So this one, past, present, and future. Of these three, which is the reality? Then it will let you understand existence and time more easily and more clearly. Past is already gone, no more a reality. So this one, we can just take it out. So past is already over, no more a reality. Future also yet to come. so no more a reality. So the only reality is the here and the now, the present moment. And this is the only reality in life. So when I explain this, it's very easy to understand life. So if the present moment is the only reality in life, then it's easy to understand life, isn't it? So the question is, moment to moment, life passes by. And that is the only reality. What are you doing? Ask yourself, inquire, find out. You know, most of the time, living being, you check yourself. What are you doing? So that is what unit code number 63 is about. That's why I realized this, I saw this. That's why I was able to share with you all. I put here, heedful living versus heedless living. Yeah? Heedless living is to dwell in the past and the future, hardly within the moment. That's why you are thinking, lost in thought, worrying about life, planning and all those things. That's why I say here, moment to moment, life passes by. What are you doing? Most people are too busy thinking, planning and worrying about life, so much so that they totally miss out on life. They are seldom mindful or aware within the moment to truly live life. This is heedless living because they are constantly lost in thought. And as we all know, the moment is so fast, they call it ephemeral. Means doesn't last, very fast. Split second is the end gone. The moment we talk about it, that moment is gone. And yet, that is the only reality. Split second is gone, split second is gone. So how real can life be? That's why the Buddha says it's impermanent. It's not what you think. This moment it arises, the next moment is dead and gone. So how real can life be? Even the present moment is not what you think. You cannot hold on to it. You cannot want it forever the same. That's why it is impermanent. You want things your way, you want it to forever the same, you develop delusion. Suffering will follow you. And because it's impermanent, it is non-self. And because it come and go, it's not what you think. So it's empty nature or existence. Everything just follow nature's law, mighty nature rolling by. It come, it go, it come, it go, arise and pass away. He know you, he know me. It's only the mundane mind that gives rise to the entity that grabs, that clings, that holds, that create the false reality within the phenomenal world of consciousness, the mundane existential world. So see all this clearly, understand all this clearly. Then your mind suddenly awaken, liberate. Then you realize it's actually so simple. But yet it took living being millennia to understand this. Because they lack mindfulness, they lack awareness. And all this can be understood within maybe a couple of teachings or lessons. So if you are a cultivator of the way, developing the awareness-based meditation, you will understand all this that I share very easily. And with that, I think the world will become different. So hopefully, Kalyanamittas will be the first, the pioneer batch of human beings to have this understanding and cultivation so that you can be a blessing to all, so that you can have the good life. so that you can live the life of, you call it what? The word enlightened being is very difficult for people to understand. After they say, oh, this one's so arrogant, enlightened. Are noble ones. You live the life of a noble one. You are very noble in all aspects of life. So all these are possible. Okay. Any questions so far? No. How many online? 7. Good. Okay. I think we stop here. Okay. We will stop at 63, but I will go through 64 with you all. But I will not do much explanation. I wait for the next sharing. Go back and read yourself. 64, 65, 66, 67. They are all related. So 64, I read to you. But with the mundane mind, you are most of the time, with the meditative mind. So this is not the mundane mind. With the meditative silent mind, awareness nature within, you are most of the time mindful, aware, and silent within. So this is obvious. This is heedful living, ever mindful and constantly meditative. So hopefully, this one you shouldn't have any problem understanding it. Even 65 also very beautiful. I just read through. I won't give you the explanation. A very stable daily mindfulness sati is needed to see what? The birth and formation of thought. If you can see that, I congratulate you, I salute you. There is an inner awareness within that can see this and awaken to it. You see, the birth and formation of thought is very fast, very, very fast. But when you are mindful, aware, you can see. Like I said, you can be at the moment of pure awareness, pure consciousness. Then the moment of arising of that pure perception before the input of content of consciousness to trigger off the thought. And you start to understand the arising of thought, the formation of thought, how thought come to be. So to see this clearly, the birth and formation of thought, you need a very stable mindfulness or awareness. That's why without sati, without mindfulness, the stability of it, you cannot understand the true Dhamma. You cannot progress, you cannot awaken. Without that, most of the time, living beings are lost in thought. They think a lot. You can only do one thing at a time. Either you are completely silent, aware within, no thought, or you are always heedlessly lost in thought, thinking, planning, worrying, creating fantasy and all that thing, daydreaming, hallucinating. So all these are the mundane mind's activity. And the problem with human beings is they are lost in the mundane mind, going through fantasy island, yet they don't know what is all this. Fantasizing, arguing, creating, developing all the views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, and argument and entanglement. That's how misunderstanding come to be, war come to be. So all this are the social problems that the world has. Then they use thought wrongly to divide humanity. That's why they have racial problem, racial issue. Then they have also religious division. So racial and religion can be the tool of mundane living. Those who are deluded, they make use of this to create chaos in the world because of their ego. their delusion. They want power. They have motive. So all these are the movement of the mundane thinking mind. That mind, the so-called mundane mind, is like a tool for us to live life. If the user of thought of that mundane mind is deluded, then thought becomes deluded thought, wrong thought. But if the user of thought has wisdom, then that thought can become right thought, beautiful, wholesome thought, as taught by the Buddha under the Noble Eightfold Path. Right view leading to right thought. Then with right thought, you will condition right speech, right action, and right livelihood, and the way we live our life, all in accordance. So this is what the teaching is all about. And this is what Noble Eightfold Path is all about. When you cultivate this Noble Eightfold Path, it will lead to the end of all suffering. We shall now continue our second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question that you might have. You can ask, or you can discuss today's topic, which is very good. Then we can develop the individual sharing.
Good evening, Radio and all Kalyanamittas. I just want to tell Radio that my parents is recovering very well.
Wow, sadhu, sadhu.
And,
Let us rejoice. Sadhu,
thank
sadhu,
you.
sadhu. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I'm still okay. I don't know later.
Don't worry. By the time we go Sabbath trip, you'll be okay. Long way. July.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry.
Actually, I just joined the class just now, where Brother Teo was talking about time just now. And
Yeah.
how we are spending our time, whether we are heedless,
Correct.
are we just
Yeah.
going through life, or
Yes.
are we aware of what we are doing
Yes.
each moment of our life?
Yes.
So it makes some sense to me compared to last time.
Definitely. Last time you still cannot grasp because you are not ready, but now you have improved quite a lot. So that's why your consciousness has become different. So you can have the ability to understand and grasp them better. Well, in the past, the views, opinion, and the conditioned thinking, that one prevent you from understanding. So now you realize when you have some understanding of the basic teaching, the awareness nature, you become different. Your mind can actually develop the clear understanding of what is going on, and it no longer hold on to the old thinking.
Correct. All these ideas that we have been hearing in the press, saying that if you have COVID, must quarantine. Do a lot of things.
That's
so so those things if I don't see it happening, I get anxious and I get a bit agitated.
In the past, you will have all this fear, worry, anxiety. It's very common. Human being has a lot of that. But for those who have the Dhamma, they won't, because they understand nature has its causes and conditions behind. So as long as you have the understanding, you know how to take care, then your karmic nature is different. You will have better understanding of situation and you can live life in a different way. Yeah, you continue, Maya. I think your speaker.
Not loud enough, is it?
No. There is some distortion. The background sound. It's okay now. When you speak, it's okay.
Okay. So there are times that like my father don't quarantine himself in the room. He comes out, walk around. There wasn't not too much fear or upset like before . let him lah.
Yeah, but he is the way he is, like you now understand, because you can't change the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
person. Moreover, he is your
yeah, yeah.
father, you know. You dare to tell him over the you have to be sensitive
Uh,
to his feeling.
yeah,
Unless he
yeah.
already developed the understanding, and then you can actually caution him or remind him, and then he will listen.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Actually, he knows, rather just that I think can be tahan in the room so long. I think I also
Correct.
cannot like
Yeah.
then
At his
yeah,
age, 80 plus, what you expect him? He's
yeah, lor.
he's not a saint, you know.
Yes, yes. So he also know because if even he comes up, he makes sure he stay far, and then he like get out of the house and look at his flowers outside.
Correct,
As
correct,
long as
correct,
not near
correct.
to, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So
yes,
yeah,
he
never
has
mind lah.
his way of passing
Yeah,
his time.
yeah,
Yes, his way of clearing the boredom. And that's all. He feel very
yeah,
boring
yeah.
at home. A lot of old people cannot take it one. You lock them up or tell them not to go out. I tell you,
Um,
they cannot take it.
yeah, yeah. Really chava and so hot some
Very
more.
charm. The word is correct. Really charm.
Chava. Uh, then yeah lah, got some difference I realize but
Oh, a
they
lot
still
of different. Now you
uh,
have become so much better as a human being. Your character, your personality, your understanding so different. Last time you very scared on. You have a lot of fear, a lot of worry, and a lot of things can make you unhappy on. Now you are so different. Uh, you
oh
can accept a lot of things now, and your mind is more different. You will know, you will understand it on your own. You are no longer so sensitive and reactive like last time. What
yeah,
I mean here, sensitive is the negative meaning. Whereas the mindfulness, or when you have stability of mindfulness, your sensitivity become more heightened, means you are more sensitive to all the movement activity of it. But just now that word I use is sensitive in a negative sense. You are no longer like small thing irritate you. No longer have that type of sensitiveness. So this is good sign, sadhu.
mm. Because the other time my colleague was telling me that her parents who was staying with her, both
Ah,
of them had COVID. And
ah,
when she explained to me, wow, I can see her so upset, even though it was like months ago, she was
yeah.
telling me, I told them to wear mask, don't want to wear. Then keep on coughing here and there. And then after that, weaken. Wow, when I look at her, then I realized, ayo, I, I feel for her. She
Yeah,
didn't know that she's been so negative,
correct,
months
correct.
ago happened already, but at that moment when she was
That is the
telling me,
correct word. Happened already. Still
oh,
so angry.
still
Still want to
angry.
blame.
Oh,
He
yeah,
cannot come to terms with the reality. That's
oh,
why she
because
suffer.
she did suffer when she got it.
Yes, yes,
She said she got it really bad,
yeah,
whereas her
definitely.
parents didn't really get it bad. Or she was like,
Yes, yes. This one is really, you can see the unfolding of karma.
uh,
It is really happening. That's why you reap what you sow. How
oh,
you actually do things, it will come back to you. So
then her
if you
brother,
are not sensitive, you don't have the Dhamma, you treat, yeah, your parent that way. In future, your children will do the same to you. So it's the same. That's why we have to develop understanding. When we have understanding, we become different. There is love, there is compassion, there is understanding. We become more sensitive. We can understand them for what they are. We are willing to accept them for what they are. And we think of the wholesome aspect of gratitude towards them. Where they are our parents. They give us life. They care for us. They sacrifice for us. They actually did so much for us. Our education, our initial they call it the basic needs to live life, food and shelter, education, all this. They actually are our parents who sacrifice so much and do all this for us. And when we are sick, they care for us. Especially our mother. They actually go through the birth process, the labor, the 10 months carrying us. Then after that, raise us from a baby, sacrifice so much. So these are the understanding that we can actually recall to mind. Then because of that, we will develop the gratitude towards them, the love towards them, the care towards them. Then we can really respect them and willingly sacrifice and take care of them. Well, this is what Dhamma is. You reap what you sow. If you do all this, develop the kindness, the understanding, in future you will have children that take care of you. And you will see a lot of these things happening to a lot of old people who are blessed. Somehow, a lot of their children, they care for them. And they really have the understanding and the love. Like one of my classmates, I didn't share you all. I told my wife and my daughter they all. We had this classmate gathering. I think that night was not long ago. I think just recently, less than a week. The wife passed away about 100 over days ago. Then we saw in the Facebook, he did the ceremony for the wife, the 100 days. Then because he and the wife were so close, they were married for, I think, 40 years or 40 over years easily. Then he was affected. And you know what happened? He got 4 children. They are actually not staying here. They have their own house, one of them in Singapore. But all 4 decided to come back and stay with him now. Oh, he was like so full of joy. And yet he wanted to tell the children, I'm sorry lah. He said, no need lah. Actually, I'm okay. But the children insist, no, we must stay with you until you recover. I think the children can sense it, can see all this. So you will have this type of parami and blessing. So he felt very good. He's not only now alone, but all the children came back and stay with him. But maybe, like we tell him, it's only for a short period, maybe 2 months or 3 months, nobody knows. But they will make it a point to constantly take turn to come back and make sure you are okay. That is what love is all about. That's why when you care for your parents, you will have children that will care for you and in return take care of you. There was another guy who actually came and talked to me. I forgot who already. It's a lady. I cannot remember her name. She is only in her early 60s. I think she mentioned something like, at first she said she believed you don't have to get married this life. So she didn't get married. She did very well in her career. Everything was excelling. Then he was able to have the good life and all those things. Then according to her, I think this was what she shared, which was very good. She said, at this age of 60, slightly above 60, I think 60 plus 1 or 2, she starts to reflect and think back. Well, what happened was both the parents passed away already. After both the parents passed away, she realized her life become very different. It's like very empty now. Last time she always have this understanding. She thought she is very strong, she is capable, and she really can do a lot of things. But later on, she realized without the parent, he become very different. Like very lonely and all those things. Then this type of things start to happen to her. She said, when she was young in her career, this thing never happened. Then she realized it was because the parents were still around and close to him that he can actually become what she was. Uh, and she is in that state because she don't have Dhamma, understand? So now she start to like advise people. He said, don't think without getting married, you can have the good life and all this. And so what she is trying to tell people is, when your parent no more, when you don't have anyone to look forward to, your life become different. And if you don't have the understanding, which is what I saw in her, she can become affected. So there are many type of what they call possibility of living being going through old age, sickness, and death. The way you live your life, the way you understand life, depend on your karmic past. You don't have the karmic past to understand all this. The choice you make may not be what you think because you don't have complete understanding. But you have the karmic past, you have the Dhamma, you don't have to worry about all this. After all, you look at the chart on the whiteboard, not so real, not what you think. Then whether your parent is around or your parent not around, not much different. I use the word not much different. Doesn't mean no different. God. Yeah. But the more important thing is when you have the understanding, when they're around, you spend time with them, you appreciate their ability to contribute towards your what they call happiness, joy, and have that relationship. But like everything, separation is a reality, like the Buddha said. So when the time comes, do not be deceived and deluded by your memory, your thought. That's why all this is memory. Forget about it. Live moment to moment. Time passes by. What are you doing? That is the clarity of mind, the Dhamma. When you have that, you can live life to the fullest. But of course, you don't have the full understanding of Dhamma. You will have attachment. You will have clinging. Classic. Oh, when my parent is still around, it was so wonderful. Everything was so wonderful. They are here for me, for this. You will have that type of thought, understand? But that type of thought, like I just now want to explain to Manihon, the friend, I say, you hit it on the nail. There is no more reality, and as I happen already, get angry for what? So the reality is, your parent already passed away, no more. So there is a reality, accept it and move on, understand? What is there to be sorrowful and lament, especially when you have the Dhamma, when you already have your condition, opportunity to be with them, to develop the understanding, the relationship, and all these wonderful things. So life is about understanding. That's why when you understand, you choose to retire early so that you have more time for yourself, for your parents, for your loved ones, for whatever that you want in this world. And everything is just the way things are, like the Buddha said. These are reality that will happen. Old age, sickness, and death, they will happen sooner or later. Initially, it's to others. Then you see your grandparent no more, then your parent no more, then it's now our turn. So our turn, we will be the one that is going through that phase. Then our children is the one that will have to understand all this and move on from there. Otherwise, you will attach, cling and become miserable. But of course, I do agree. A lot of people who don't have the Dhamma say, they'll say easy, when it happened that time, how lah, I say. Especially the couple, they have been together for so long. Although when they live like that together, they always argue, thinking and all that. But when the other spouse gone, I tell you, the one behind become remorseful, and miserable. I have seen a lot. Oh, they say, I shouldn't have treated her that way. Then the word, like I say, no more reality. I shouldn't this, I shouldn't that. I should have taken her for tour, for good meal and all. I shouldn't have saved all this money behind for who. Now no more meaning. He's gone. That's why when you are around, appreciate the moment, the relationship, and appreciate life, appreciate what you have, what you can do together. Be happy. Understand? Like the song, what already? No, 往事只能回味 is the Chinese song. This one is what? Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. I forgot the word. Don't worry, be happy. Live life. Understand? Why you going to worry about life? But most people take things for granted. When they have that beautiful condition and moment, they don't appreciate. They don't know how to make use of it. They somehow quit on quarreling, nagging, complaining, fighting. You see all this a lot, I think, in life. But all depend on karma. Like I said, you have your karma, you become different. Like Mun Yuen's case, I think not bad. The parent are very good age, and I think the two of them are very loving. They partner very well. Then now Mun Yuen also can understand them, so the relationship has improved a lot. So Mun Yuen, sadhu to you.
Sadhu to you, Brother Teo. Thank you for teaching me the Dharma.
Yeah,
If not, then I will be like don't know like what.
yeah. It's your good karma also. You meant to receive all this and have the understanding to transform. Yes, this is what your parami or past karmic inheritance is. And from here on, you become beautiful and different again. Sadhu to you.
Good evening, Brother Teo and Mrs. Teo and all Kalyanamittas.
Yes.
Yeah, I think very blessed that we have Dharma understanding. Our life becomes very different. We live a very, in a way, we live a very meaningful and fulfilling life.
Very meaningful and fulfilling life. You can avoid all the unnecessary suffering and misery. Especially your case, it's not easy for you to go through what happened to you. But you have beautiful understanding. That's why you also share with me. Without Dhamma, really, you cannot endure what happened. And that's really something very wonderful. My nature rejoices too.
Yeah, I just like recently, I also just recovered from COVID.
Oh, wow. Now you've got so many,
Yeah,
Mun
just
Yuen,
last.
Aaron, then you, that day another one is who? Never mind, I forgot already. There's another family also, somebody I know, they also call up. They also kena. So, quite common. See, don't worry.
Yeah, actually, I feel blessed in a way. I only get it now,
Yes.
after 3 years.
Yeah, after 3 years.
Yeah. So I
Consider
feel very blessed.
very blessed already. Yeah.
So the symptoms is very mild as compared with last time.
Oh, sadhu.
So it's only a minor some flu a little bit of cough.
Mm.
And within 2 days, I think I'm quite normal, you know.
Sadhu, very good.
So that's why I say it's blessed.
Yeah, very good.
And I think the whole family, 3 of us infected. So we walk free in the house, but luckily my son didn't get it.
Oh, good, Sadhu.
Yeah, the symptom is really different now.
Yeah.
So having Dharma, so we look at things differently also, and we tend to more acceptance of
Very
life
good. Yes.
and things and people. So that's all I want to share.
Good. Sadhu, let us rejoice. Sadhu. That's why this message keep on coming out. Kalyanamittas keep on telling me. He said, when we have the Dhamma, we become different, but till we can accept a lot of things. Our mind does not react and stir like last time. Become like song, very unhappy, and like they say emotional, then easily panic, reactive. So all these symptoms like no more, and they become different. They know how to accept things better, and they become like more clear in their understanding, and they are more confident, more stable in the way they attend to things. So these are good signs. Sadhu.
Good evening, Brazil.
Yeah.
Mr. Steele and all Kalyanamittas.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we are on this subject,
Mm.
I will share what happens when a person does not have the Dharma. My 84-year-old neighbor, she has 2 sons that is staying at 2 different units in our condo. Okay. You would think that that's very easy, so much easier for her, okay? But she is having a lot of problems with that. Yesterday she called me, almost crying. She says, I need to get something done. You know, like what I told you, the automobile number plate recognition.
Yes.
And so all of us have to, register. And she asked me, have you done it? I said, no. She asked me 3 times. I said, no.
Yeah.
Because we still have it until end of July. So I said, why don't you get your son to help you? Both of them are IT savvy. They can easily help you because she rented out the
unit.
So the tenant the person who rents from her needs her to do it.
Oh, okay.
So she was having problem with them just to do that simple thing.
Yeah.
And she asked me to do. So today I look at it. I said, I'm sorry, I can't help you because it has attachment. I don't know how to do attachment.
Yeah.
So and she called me later and she was almost crying. Sis PG. She called me later. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I said, why? She says, I'm so disappointed at my children. I mean, how would a person feel, you know?
Yeah.
And she says her 2 daughter-in-law also is like reluctant to help her and all this. I mean, I have my opinions, but of course I keep it to myself.
Yeah, you cannot say out to her until she is ready with the condition. Because a lot of people face this type of karmic thing. It's very common. My daughter and Ben, they all listen to Chan Feng. A lot of this type of story on Chan Feng, worse than what this old lady friend told you and also had. It's all relationship between children and parents. A lot of misunderstanding. And they call Chan Feng to complain. There's nobody else to complain. Except Chan Feng, very jovial fellow, willing to listen and give suggestions, solution. But when he gives suggestion, solution, you don't listen, he will also tell you, but in a subtle way, indirect way. Champong. Not bad, he is doing a good job. Help a lot of public people with this type of problem. You continue, Vijay.
Yeah.
It's very common. Yeah.
You see, because she's a Christian, so I can't say much. And because of this problem, she becomes so stressed. And when she is stressed, she develops how to say, her back pain and all came back.
Yeah. The sickness
and
or
helping to send her to chiropractor,
okay.
acupuncture, and it's like within a week it comes back. I said, what happened? Ayah, I'm so stressed again lah. Then it's the like same old thing. I am so sad for her, Bertio. But I can't do much. I can only tell her, this is just a small problem.
Yeah.
You have to learn to accept it.
Yeah.
But like I say, if you don't have the Dharma,
not easy.
It's not easy. To you, it's like, life is so unfair to you.
Yes,
so
the thought is haunting them. The thought say, my kid, how can they do this to me? I sacrificed so much of my life raising them up, giving them a good education, and now they treat me like that. So they go and think that way. So the thought is what Sankara is, the mundane mind is, the existential world is. But she don't understand that there is this law of karma, you reap what you sow. So very likely in the past, certain life, she must have become children and did the same thing to her parents until her parents also be tahan. That's why now she kena back, she become the victim. So these are very common. And you don't take care karma, this is the outcome. That's why what you have witnessed is actually very common, PG. Very good. Thanks for the good sharing. So at least now Kalyanamittas starts to understand your life that is different, is like so blessed. Don't think everybody is like you. I can tell you, in this world, a lot of people out there, they suffer, miserable. Most of them don't want to tell you. Like your case on, because she is your neighbor and she is so much older. That's why I think the only people that can listen to her and lean on to is you. That's why she will definitely continue to call you and tell you a lot of story.
No, Bertio, because I understand that she doesn't have really anybody to talk to.
Correct, yes.
And so that's why I told her, you need somebody to talk, or you need help, you call me. Because when I'm available, I will help you.
Definitely. They are very happy to hear that words.
So that's why I can understand how she feels.
Yeah.
To me, it's so worrying, Bertio.
Yeah.
She's so fragile, At 84, to me, as long as she's healthy, can walk around. The children are taking her so much for granted. But it's not for me to say, right?
Correct.
So I can only console her.
Correct.
All this. It's okay. I help you in whatever way I can. But unfortunately, this is something I myself don't know how to do.
Yeah, because it's her karma. Understand or not? She had her karma. She has her condition. That's why thing is just the way it is. If it's meant to be, will be. If there is condition, then things will happen. If there is no condition, it will go the way of nature. It has to go that way. I give you another example of somebody who has a condition. You see, my neighbor also same, 80 plus. The husband passed away, I think about less than a year. Then she actually, before that, she already tell my wife that sometimes she need help and told me also. So we tend to help them, no problem. But the wife is very understanding. She actually very grateful for what me and my wife has done for them. Well, the husband got dementia. cannot remember things. So I in fact share a little bit of thing with you already. The car, he thought he still owned. Actually, the wife already decided to help him to sell because at that age he cannot drive already. Very dangerous. So the wife sold him. Then because he got dementia, he still believe he owned the car. And one day he come and talk to me. He said, Mr. Teo, you saw my car now. Of course, he called me Zhang Sensen, not Mr. Teo. I said, I don't seem to see your car. He said, yeah, 不见了. Then later on, I tried to help him because he was worried. He was, but dementia, and I also didn't know. Then I said, okay. I said, calm down. I said, 不要紧张，慢慢来。What is the time you wake up when your car is still around? Oh, he said 9 something. Then I said, when was the last time the car missing? He said, just now I saw not there already. Then I said, you don't worry, okay. There is a video camera there, got house, I said, shining at your house and my house. We go and see the video. So almost 2 hours now we were there. The video keep on showing until 9 something, until 8 o'clock also, nobody opened the gate, no car come out. Then I said something not right. I said, you can call your wife or not? He said, 我没有她的电话. Then I have, so I call. So luckily I called. After I called, the wife picked up. Then I asked the wife, I said, your husband is with me at the card house. He said his car is lost. You know what the wife said? 哎呦，张先生，不好意思，他的车卖掉了，2、3个月前就卖掉了。所以你不要听他讲。哦，我说没事。I said, because dementia is like that. Oh, so the bank officer also worry for him. If he go to bank, he cannot sign, Because dementia, he forget a lot of things. Until the relationship manager, I happen to go to the same bank, and I also know the relationship manager. The relationship manager saw my IC, Huh? You live at number 8, your neighbor number 6, you know them? I said, sure, my neighbor. He said, husband, I have to go to their house to attend to all these things. She has to help them to sign. That's why this officer will be good. Go to her house and help the husband to do fingerprint and all those things with IC, no need to sign. But he cannot sign already. So all this are reality, and like you say, Christian also, but they are very good Christian. But good karma, well, the wife appreciative. It's only the husband, dementia, he doesn't know. But finally, the son came back from Singapore to look after them, then brought the mother down. Then in between, off and on, she wants to come back. My wife helped her receive the parcel, buy things or whatever. We, like your case, we tell the wife, you don't worry, anything you need, you let us know. If we are around, we will help you. So she's very appreciative. She's very grateful. Every time thank my wife. Then sometimes we come back from Singapore, she will buy certain things. Then she got 2 fruit trees outside. Chambada tree and the banana. Fruit a lot one now. Oh, the husband also used to offer to me. So they have their good parami. And the other side neighbor cannot talk. They got a lot of problems. But I was lucky, very good. So it's your parami. You have the condition. Because we look at it at her age, 80 plus or so. Not easy. The daughter is in UK, doctor. The son in Singapore, also quite successful, got family, got 2 children. But then she need care and all those things. So she go to Singapore, she told my wife, she's not used to living in a condo because like captive, cannot come down. Come down, don't know where to go also because she already at that age. So not easy. So she decided to come back. Then now she stay alone now. She had this kidney problem, she actually did kidney transplant more than 10 years ago. So then her eyesight got some vision problem, but she's a nice lady, cheerful, very grateful for what people do for her. I think the husband's sister is dropping by to help her too. So in a way quite blessed. And these few days I saw the son's car, they're back. So if you have the good parami, your children, they will come back and see you, care for you and take care, and your neighbor also will take care. So what you do is very important. You reap what you sow. All your kindness, your goodness, your attention that you sacrifice and do to people will come back to you when your time comes. So all this you can witness and see. There are some, the children, you can say one of a kind or whatever, huh? But this is karmic. You reap what you sow. How you develop all this is from the way you live your life. Like the Buddha said, you are all born out of karma, and to your karma conditions, and you are what you are because of karma. So today's topic is very good about life, understand? About reality, existence. I think a lot of Kalyanamittas also got a lot of things to share where you have gone through life, and this is something I believe Dharma practitioner, cultivator should develop more understanding so that you understand the nature's law, especially this law of karma. They are very powerful. You cannot argue. It's like that one. Meant to be will be. And you cannot say, pity them lah, 可怜 them lah, so old already. Children also like that. Some children also don't have. I saw the show with my wife, the homeless in Singapore. Many, a miserable story, a lot. Also very old lady. There is an old man also. 10:30 already. Okay, we should end. So anyway, you can sum up, PG. Nothing else already. Okay, Sadhu. Let us rejoice with today's good sharing. But I would like to remind Kalyanamittas, today's unique good sharing is very, very good, very important. Listen to it attentively. It will help you understand the full picture of cultivation, especially the 4 stages of creation, and how you become what you are, and how you can actually understand what is living, true living, and what is mundane living, what is heedless living, and what is heedful living, and the true mind, the mundane mind, the phenomenal world of consciousness, or the conditioned world, or the existential world. So all these are described very clearly. Then the Trinity triangle for cultivation to understand life, they are all there. So hopefully with this, it can help many people. And if you want to prepare some short video, this one is also very good. In fact, the Unicode, a lot of short video can come out. Okay, so let us now rejoice and share merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Akasata cha bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu loka sasana ettavata jamehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu Sapa sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo Deo asatu kalena sasa sampati hetu cha Pito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imena punyang kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, before we end, I go on announcement. This coming Sunday is 14th of May, Mother's Day. So we cancel the class, so that all mothers can have your ceremony or celebration. Sorry, we also going to have ours for my wife, my son, my daughter-in-law, and Bendale. They have organized one for her already. So we will cancel our class. So wish all Kalyanamittas a very happy and blessed Mother's Day. So do live your life, have the good life, and be a true mother, be a proud mother, and rejoice with your ability to be great mother. Your mother represents great love, great sacrifice. That's why mother is very well honored by the world. Okay, so now you can pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end our session. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.